A good day to all. I am Ms. Eva Manorama, Faculty of Department of Commerce at Milagros College. Today I am dealing with the topic material control. So what exactly is material control? Material control is a systematic control of purchasing, storing and consumption of materials so as to have a continuous supply of materials and not overstocking of materials. So this is very essential when you have a manufacturing firm, because having enough amount of goods or materials is very important to have uninterrupted supply of goods and not having excess purchasing of materials, because it will lead to overstocking and related other problems. So there are three elements of material control. The first element is purchasing of materials. So materials that have to be purchased is being done usually by the purchase manager. So he will decide as to how many quantities of materials have to be purchased, at what price, from which vendor. All these things are the duties and functions of the purchase manager. There are two types of purchasing. One is centralized purchasing and one more is decentralized purchasing. So centralized buying is where the organization takes the responsibility of buying all the materials for the manufacturing purpose. And decentralized buying is wherein the departments take their own responsibility of buying the materials for the concerned departments. So in every organization, they refrain themselves to either decentralized or centralized buying, or there you have this blend system based on the units they have in their entire firm. The second element of material control is inventory control. As mentioned earlier, that the quantity of inventory has to be minimal and not in excess, and should not be in maximum as well. So it should be as per the requirement of the concerned departments. So the second element of material control is inventory control. The third one is issuing of materials. So issuing will be done on certain basis, maybe on certain methods or maybe on the protocols or the policies followed by the organization. So the three basic elements of material control is purchasing of materials, inventory control and issue of materials. Today I'll be dealing only with purchasing of materials. The next concept I would like to do is purchase procedure. The first step in the purchase procedure is receiving the purchasing requisition. A purchase requisition is an indent which has the details or the description of the quantity of materials, the time at which it should be purchased, and at what price it must be purchased. So it is more of a indent that is going to be there in the first basic, or you can say it's the first step of every purchase procedure. That is forming a indent or framing a purchase requisition. Second one is selection of the supplier. Whichever supplier we want to purchase your raw materials from, it depends on the organization, based on the tender quotations, based on the geographical conditions, based on the availability of those raw materials at all points of time. The second one is the selection of the appropriate supplier. The third one is placing an order. Third one is placing an order. After we have found the best possible supplier who could give us the required quantity of materials at a good quality and at a stipulated time, then we are going to place an order with him. The description of the order would be given at the time of selecting and confirming the supplier who is going to give us the product. The last procedure of purchasing is receiving and inspection of materials. The receiving and inspection department, they take care of the unloading of materials, checking the quantity of materials, checking if there's any packaging default or any default in the quantity received, and any problem that is being faced, it is ultimately reported to the supplier. So this is all about purchasing of materials. the types of purchasing, and the detailed purchase procedure of materials. The next concept I'll be dealing with, the statement of purchase price. So to the statement of purchase price, the first thing that we have to write is the invoice price. The invoice price is usually given in the question, and to this invoice price we're deducting the trade discount. Trade discount will be given in the form of a percentage. No cash discounts will be written in the purchase price statement. We get the net invoice price after deduction. To this we are going to add all the expenses. To begin with, the octroi charges, package, carriage, freight, and sales tax. Now the package charges, whatever is mentioned in the question, this will be having some additional expenses. That is, the cost of the container will be given and the return value of the container. When the cost of the container is given, at times you'll have to calculate the cost of the container. Next, you have to deduct the return value. Both these values will be given clearly in the question. Once you write the cost of the container and deduct the return value, the ultimate amount becomes the packaging charges, and these packaging charges are written here in the purchase price statement. Now, when we have more than one item, for example, if there's only one quantity of the chemical or the product given for calculation of purchase price, it is very simple. You write the values as it is and find out the purchase price. But when you have more than one, maybe you have 2 or 3 types of quantities given and you have to find the purchase price of each and every quantity, that time you have to make some additional calculations. That is, even though the format is the same, these expenses, some expenses may be given in the question, some may not be there, but these are the likely expenses that will be given in the question. These expenses will, you will have to break the values on the basis of certain ratio and then calculate it for each of the quantity mentioned in the question. So octroi is to be valued on your net invoice price. So the entire octroi value has to be broken down, or it should be proportioned on the basis of net invoice price to the 3 different type of products. So I'm taking an example of 3 quantity of 3 kgs of chemicals. So if in the question 3 kgs of chemicals are given, the octroi charges have to be broken down, or you can say it has to be proportioned on the basis of the net invoice price. Packaging, there will not be that type of a confusion given, because, and even if it is given, it will be given individually for the 3 kgs or the 3 types of chemicals. So next one is carriage. Carriage, you have to proportion it on the basis of weight or on the basis of distance, whichever is mentioned in the question. Freight, again on the basis of weight or distance, whichever mentioned in the question. Sales tax. When the sales tax is to be calculated for 3 products or 3 quantities, it is valued on the net invoice price. So we have to see to that we have calculated the net invoice price appropriately, because if the net invoice price has gone wrong, then the sales tax value and the octroi value can go wrong in while calculating the total purchase price. So this is a simple format to calculate the total purchase price. This is in case of 1 kg or 1 quantity given. When more than 1 quantity given, we have to use the proportionate basis. On the basis of proportions, we have to value the items and then write it against each of the quantity to calculate the total purchase price.